Okay, hello everyone. It's Jessica Utz with Jessica Utz Real Estate. I'm back with Kyle from Right Choice Doors. He's garage repair and replacement. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, very good. If you haven't already, you can go back and look because you've kind of given us some ideas about maintenance on the home. So that's exciting, kind of what you can do to maintain the garage and keep it working well. But now we get to ask you some more questions, so I'm excited. Can you tell me a little bit about your business? What sets you apart from other garage door companies, and why would I want to work with you? What makes you special?
So we show up with a fully stocked truck that has most any part that we need to do any repair, and it's going to be the highest quality parts that we can find. We only do LiftMaster openers, which is, they're the best, period. You spend a little bit more money, but they last longer. They're tried and true. As far as, I feel like we do the best quality work that we can. Like, we don't leave split boards. We don't leave bad jobs. We take care of all of it, and we let the customer know everything that they should do, and we take care of them the best that we can. And everything looks clean. Every wire will look really nice and straight. Nothing's hanging down. We take a lot of pride in what we do.
I love that, the pride of you take ownership of your work that you do and your service and your equipment. That to me is so important, so I appreciate that. Tell me a little bit about your crew. I know you were saying you had another guy on your crew, and what does your turnaround time look like?
So we could usually do same day. We got a lot of projects going on as far as, because we do big commercial too, and those will take us a while to do, but we can always squeeze in a couple service calls to get people out of their garage, because you never know when your garage is going to break. You could break a spring and then you're stuck in there. We'll get to you, especially if you're in the Davis County area. We can get to you that day, no problem. And both of us have fully stocked trucks. We're ready to go, and a lot of knowledge behind it. So.
Great. And you were telling me a little bit about that you have trained your workmen to do the same quality as you, that's important to you. So same day, you're going to get the same quality service no matter who it comes out from your team. It's going to be done right. Exactly.
Like, we want it to be as professional as it gets.
And that's incredible. And to have that same day, because we've had, my funny story with garage is that we couldn't get it to open. We're trying to get a house on the market, and it was a broom in front of the sensor, right? That had just been knocked over. And so it could be as simple as that, but if I have to wait 3 days for someone to come and tell me it's a broom, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah,
if I can't get in and out and I'm trying to get my house on the market, I need to have someone out to help me figure that out sooner rather than later.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Okay, well, here's my question for you. When buying or selling a home, what's the one thing you wish people knew about the garage system, the door itself, when they put it on the market or they're looking to buy a home?
So service your door before you go sell your house. I mean, they're going to go through the garage. And if they hear a super loud, noisy garage, right in their mind, they're thinking, there's something we have to pay for. If it's quiet and they can't hear it, that's just an issue that they don't have to think about. And then if you're buying a house, check the garage as far as your force limits, making sure it's going to stop. Make sure that it's safe. It has your sensors down below that are installed down 6 inches from the ground properly, and just make sure they maintained it. So you're not coming into a cracked door and you're going to have to pay for it later. Just visually look at it. Or if you need someone to come by and do a tune-up on it or give you a quote on it, at least you're prepared for it.
And that's part of the due diligence. We talk about that a lot too. During that, there's about a 1 to 2 week, depending on how the contract is written, that due diligence. You can hire a garage door serviceman to come out and look at it as part of that due diligence and say, this is how much time is left on the garage door. This is what the motor is looking like. Here's some issues that you can be looking for. Is that true? Or is that something you guys do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, $75 to have a professional come out and service your garage door and have peace of mind is really nothing. Like, I mean, absolutely. Because you want their professional opinion. I'm not going to go buy a house without having a realtor behind me, an inspector behind me to catch the things that I don't catch, because you never know.
Well, you just didn't think about it, right? Which is why you hire professionals, because then you know that you know what they know about your system, right?
Exactly.
And there are things that people don't know as far as, I would have never, I've learned so much from you, just the garage door itself, and the motor and the springs, right? But I didn't know that before because that's not my profession. It's not my level of expertise. And so having someone come out, like you said, for just a minimum cost and know exactly where you stand, that education is worth its weight in gold as part of that inspection process. So I love it. Very good. Okay, what can you tell us more about this garage door? What's something else that we could look at that you would say, oh, hey, you guys didn't notice this before, but maybe you want to notice it now?
So does Kelly really want to know? So, Martin rollers, after they hit a certain year, they'll actually crack. And they're probably cracked on these ones, just because of the age of the door.
Okay.
They had issues with that, and I mean, it's plastic. They only last so long anyways. Even though they're decent rollers, it's just the age of them.
How long can I expect that rollers need to be replaced on average?
So realistically, like most doors that you buy come with like a 10,000 cycle roller.
Okay.
Almost every company out here right now is putting 20,000 cycle rollers on. We have 100,000 cycle rollers.
Oh, that's a big difference.
It's a huge difference, like massive.
Yeah.
So ours will last quite a bit longer. So I would probably 15 years, 20 years, just like your springs that we put on, they're gonna last you a long time. And we stand behind all of our warranty with it as well. Like you'll get, with our springs, you get a 5-year warranty. We stand behind that with labor and the part. So we take care of it completely. And if you break a spring within 5 years with our spring, you're using it too much. They're crazy high cycle. We have some that are like 60 to 70,000 cycles, depending on the height of your garage.
Okay.
So we try whatever we can get our hands on, we put the highest cycle we can put on there. So it'll last you, because we don't want to come out for a warranty.
Yeah.
That's our goal. And then anybody that's saying they do a lifetime warranty spring, you know that comes with a stipulation. It's not going to happen. Like as far as the springs will break, they do, and there's stipulations like you have to have them come out every year. And they don't tell you that. There's stipulations that'll come in with that. So don't be tied into that because they will be your lifetime garage door company. You don't have to. You want choices. You want to move around.
And make sure that you're interviewing who it is that you're having come out to your home and that you can trust them, they're reliable and going to do quality work.
Yeah.
You need to be able to have those choices to do that every time you have a new garage door issue.
Yeah, and if they're putting a spring on that's smaller than the existing one, you know that's a problem. You want them to have
another good thing to look for.
a lot bigger spring.
Okay. So I'm hearing from the one before, we know we want to maintain it at least once a year, have it looked at. And I'm going to assume, you haven't said this, tell me if I'm wrong, if I have you out maintaining it, you're going to be checking the rollers, you're going to be checking the springs, you're going to know this is becoming an issue, watch for this. Kind of give us a good idea of what's going on with the garage as regular maintenance is happening.
Exactly, because we'll check. We do a 25-point inspection, so we check every moving part on it. We check from your cables, your end bearings, because a big overlooked thing for garage doors, an overlooked part, is end bearings. So a lot of people call in and say, hey, how much are springs? Well, springs vary so much, we can't give you an exact cost, but we try to be upfront with everything. End bearings, that's the same cycle life as springs. And when you're up there, you should be doing those. You're already doing the springs, you're already there in labor, why not do the end bearings? Because that can cause a serious problem and cut through that tube really fast if it's not serviced properly. So why not take care of them? Because if you get the people handled that one time and take care of the parts that are all worn out, they won't be seeing you for 10, 15 years. And then that customer can just refer you a ton.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to get to know you that well over and over and over.
Right.
So I try to find the things that are broken, let them know. Because like we don't sell packages because a package doesn't fit everybody's needs. You don't need a package. Not everybody needs cables. And if they're doing cables on every single door, that's super excessive.
Okay,
And there's no reason behind it. Cables are pretty rare to fray. Same with drums. I don't do drums very much. And if they say they use bigger drums, that's just because it's a 9-foot door or taller than 8 foot.
okay.
Those are the things you don't really need. It's end bearings, springs, rollers. Those are really, and hinges. Those are really wearable parts on it.
Okay.
And then as long as it's maintained, it'll last a really long time.
Very good. And I like too, like you've said, I have seen a lot of times that once something starts to wear and you replace like the spring, then you put a new spring with old bearings and it just wears that out faster, right? As opposed to just get it taken care of.
Yeah, it'll wear the tube out faster.
Yeah.
Which then you have to unwind the springs and redo all the labor anyways. Your springs are fine. Because a lot of people, I've had a lot of technicians or other companies say, oh, you need to do your rollers because they'll cause your spring to break. That's not how that works. It's not how a door system works, but I hear it all the time. They say, well, they told me to do the rollers because it'll cause my spring to break. That's so far from it, because the way the spring works is cycle life. So every time it opens and closes, no matter what everything else is doing, it'll break. It's just like taking a piece of metal and bending it over and over. Eventually it'll just break. No matter what any other element is, it's not going to change that.
Right.
So the weather doesn't get in the garage, causing it to oxidize, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Yeah, it's not going to get rained on, right?
Yeah, so you're fine with that. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you so much. Again, as you guys can see, Kyle is knowledgeable about what you do, and we appreciate you taking the time and coming out to visit with us. Make sure you check in the description below and get his contact information and reach out, because I think, like I said, I've had my clients use him. I think our garage door needs to be replaced soon. Now that I'm looking at Kelly's and he's saying this and this, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, don't look at mine today. But we'll probably need to be working on that next. So anyway, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Okay, have a great day.